My name is Anna. I'm 33 years old, and I work as a nurse in a big city hospital. Every day, I help people who are sick or injured. My job is not easy. I often work 12-hour shifts. Sometimes I work during the day, watching the sun rise through the hospital windows. Other times I work at night, when the halls are quiet and dimly lit. The work can be exhausting, but I love what I do. Helping people recover and seeing their families smile makes me feel like my life has meaning. Before last year, my life followed the same pattern every week. I had no boyfriend, and I lived alone in a small apartment near the hospital. I spent most of my time working or studying medical procedures. After long shifts, I was always tired. My feet would hurt, and all I wanted was a hot shower and my comfortable bed. On weekends, I sometimes visited my mother, who lives in a quiet village about an hour away. She's 70 years old now, and I helped her with shopping and cleaning whenever I could. Life was peaceful and predictable, but also quite lonely. I often watched romantic movies and wondered if I would ever find someone special. Most of the men I met were either married, doctors, or patients who were too sick to think about romance. I began to think that maybe love wasn't meant for someone like me. Then one autumn day, everything changed completely. A new doctor joined our hospital. Michael was incredibly handsome, tall and athletic, with thick brown hair and the brightest blue eyes I had ever seen. He had a warm, genuine smile that lit up his entire face. Within days, all the nurses were talking about him. He was always friendly and respectful to everyone, from the cleaning staff to the head of surgery. At first, I was sure Michael wouldn't even notice me. I'm just an ordinary woman with simple brown hair that I always keep in a practical ponytail. I don't wear expensive makeup or fancy clothes like some of the other nurses. I'm not very slim or glamorous, just average in every way. I thought a successful, handsome man like him would never be interested in someone ordinary like me. But then, something completely surprising happened. Michael started seeking me out for conversations. Every morning when I arrived at work, he would smile and ask, "How are you today, Anna?" And he remembered small details about things I had mentioned, like my mother's garden or a book I was reading. He was always polite and genuinely interested in what I had to say. I couldn't understand why someone like him was paying so much attention to someone like me. For the first time in years, I felt special and noticed. His name was Dr. Michael Harrison. He was 31 years old, 2 years younger than me. One rainy evening after a particularly difficult shift, Michael offered to drive me home. "You look exhausted," he said kindly. "Let me give you a ride." I hesitated, but then accepted gratefully. In his car, we talked about many things: our challenging cases that day, our families, our dreams, and our favorite books. He was incredibly easy to talk to, and I found myself laughing for the first time in months. I felt happy and completely relaxed in his presence. After that evening, Michael often offered me rides home. Sometimes he surprised me by bringing my favorite tea during break time. He had noticed that I always drank chamomile tea to help me relax. We started eating lunch together in the hospital cafeteria, sitting by the window and watching people walk by on the street below. Slowly but surely, I began to develop deeper feelings for him. I looked forward to seeing him every single day. Work became exciting because I knew I would spend time with Michael. Then one beautiful Saturday morning, Michael asked me something that made my heart skip a beat. "Anna, would you like to go to the movies with me this weekend? There's a new film I think you'd enjoy." We both had the day off, so I agreed eagerly. After the movie, we walked through the city park for hours, talking about everything and nothing. The autumn leaves were golden and red, falling gently around us. I felt like I was living in a romantic movie. Maybe, just maybe, this wonderful man actually liked me too. I began to imagine a future with Michael. I pictured us having dinner together, traveling to new places, maybe even getting married someday. For the first time in my life, I felt truly hopeful about love. But just 3 days later, something completely unexpected shattered my dreams. Michael approached me during lunch break. He looked unusually serious and nervous. "Anna, I need to tell you something important," he said quietly. My stomach tightened with worry. "What is it?" "I'm married," he said, looking directly into my eyes. The words hit me like a physical blow. My heart dropped into my stomach. I felt dizzy and confused. I had no idea he had a wife. He never once mentioned her during all our conversations, and I had never seen a wedding ring on his finger. Michael continued talking, but I could barely focus on his words. He told me he had been married for 5 years to a woman named Laura. They had no children together. He explained that they were very different people who no longer shared common interests. He claimed they rarely talked anymore, and that he felt lonely and misunderstood in his marriage. "Anna," he said softly, "I've never connected with anyone the way I connect with you. You make me feel alive again. You listen to me and understand me in ways Laura never has. Being with you feels natural and right." I sat there in stunned silence. I had developed such strong feelings for this man, but I had never wanted to be involved with someone who belonged to another woman. I didn't want to hurt anyone or be responsible for breaking apart a family. Questions raced through my mind. Why had Michael chosen to pursue me if he had a wife at home? What kind of woman was Laura? Why would he risk his marriage for someone like me? A few days later, I went to the large downtown supermarket to buy groceries for the week. As I walked through the produce section, selecting apples and vegetables, I heard a familiar laugh. It was Michael's voice. I looked up and saw him with a tall, elegant woman. I immediately knew this had to be Laura, his wife. She was absolutely stunning, like a model from a magazine. She had long, silky blonde hair, perfect makeup, and was wearing an expensive designer dress. They were holding hands, laughing together as they chose items for their cart. They looked completely happy and in love. Seeing them together broke something inside me. The pain in my chest was so sharp I could hardly breathe. I quickly left the store before they could see me, tears streaming down my face as I drove home. That night I lay awake thinking about everything. If Michael was so unhappy at home, why did he and Laura look so joyful together? I felt confused, hurt, and foolish for believing that someone like him could truly care for someone like me. The next morning at work, Michael smiled at me as if nothing had changed. But I couldn't pretend anymore. "Michael, we need to talk privately," I said firmly. He looked surprised by my serious tone. "Is something wrong, Anna?" "I saw you yesterday at the supermarket," I said. "You were with Laura. You both looked incredibly happy together. I don't understand why you're telling me you're unhappy at home when you clearly aren't." Michael's expression grew sad and defensive. "Anna, what you saw was just us putting on an act in public. Laura and I don't have the deep emotional connection that you and I share. With you, I can be my authentic self. You make me feel truly seen and valued as a person." I stared at him, not knowing what to believe anymore. That evening, I called my best friend Sarah and told her the entire story. Sarah had always given me honest advice, even when it was hard to hear. After listening quietly, Sarah said, "Anna, you deserve a man who chooses you completely, not someone who's trying to have 2 lives. Don't settle for being someone's secret. You're worth so much more than that." Her words echoed in my mind for days. Finally, Michael called and asked if we could meet somewhere private to talk. Despite my confusion, I agreed. We met in the quiet park near my apartment. I felt nervous but determined. "Michael," I said, gathering all my courage, "I care about you deeply. but I cannot continue this relationship. If you're truly unhappy in your marriage, then you need to work on fixing things with Laura, or be completely honest with her about your feelings. I refuse to be the other woman in your life. Michael looked down at the ground and nodded slowly. I understand your decision, Anna. You're a good person with strong principles. I'll figure out what I need to do. I want you to find the happiness you deserve. We hugged goodbye, and I walked home with tears in my eyes. I felt heartbroken, but also proud of myself for making the right choice. Sometimes life presents us with incredibly difficult decisions, but we must choose what aligns with our values and self-respect, even when it breaks our hearts. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching Pro English Stories.